I got no problem with that.
Here we go.
Built for this stuff.
This is the Coin Show Podcast. The show about coins and coin collecting. And not just any show. This is the #1 coin collecting podcast. Going 10 years strong. Here's Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman on the Coin Show Podcast.
It is episode 207 of the Coin Show Podcast. I'm Mike.
And I am Matt.
And on this episode of the Coin Show Podcast, we will talk about my trip to the ANA Summer Seminar. We will look at your coolest things, and we might even take a question or two from the people watching live on Facebook and YouTube. But first, as always, the news.
Okay, so I know you said it's going to be a little bit different this episode, but Mike, who is the news brought to us by?
Well, we have a new sponsor.
A real sponsor?
A new sponsor. So tonight the news is brought to you by Turtles.
Turtles.
Fun fact, not all turtles are tortoises, but all tortoises are turtles. Turtles for over 260 million years. Suck on that, humans.
I like that.
I don't write this stuff. It's just...
You didn't write this one?
No, they give it to me and I read it.
Hey, that's all right.
So here comes the news. Get ready.
Oh boy.
The United States Mint has a new permanent director.
I saw this. I shared this story to all of our social, and heck yeah,
and
finally.
That director is Ventress Gibson.
Wasn't she the acting director?
She was.
Yeah.
She was. So she is the first African-American mint director and the 7th woman to do so.
Nice.
And as you know, she has her work cut out for her.
Boy, you're not kidding.
On behalf of the Coin Show Podcast, I'd like to wish her the very best of luck because as a coin collector, I want to see some things.
We should send her an edible arrangement.
Okay. We could do that.
Why not? Congratulations.
Sure, why not? It's a big move, and she is the first. So
maybe we should do that from the Coin Show.
So I want to see the U.S. Mint launch like a product without the mayhem of the past several years.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see the Mint become more transparent in their public dealings. And I think most importantly, I want the Mint to have some accountability for when something goes sideways.
Ooh, now that might be difficult.
Look, we understand the supply chain issues that have dominated almost every single industry since the beginning of the pandemic, right? And some have still not been solved. And in many cases, but this whole cloak and dagger behind closed door deals with major buyers to supply them with bulk quantities of product that just isn't available to the general collecting public is ridiculous.
Oh, maybe we should. Is that what our card on the edible arrangement's going to say? Because it should.
We can do that. I think it'll fit.
Oh, I love it.
Moving on. How's that?
That was pretty good.
The United States also has a new treasurer.
I saw this as well.
So Chief Lynn Malerba has been appointed as Treasurer of the United States. So new signatures on a dollar bill.
Yeah. I think we're going to have, isn't it going to be both females? I think that's the first time ever, right?
That will be the first. I believe you're correct. I believe that will be the first time ever.
Yeah. Cool.
So Chief Lynn Malerba has been appointed as Treasurer of the United States. According to the Coin Week article, as Treasurer of the United States, directly oversees the United States Mint, the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, Fort Knox, and is a key liaison with the Federal Reserve.
Wow. Well, there you go.
And yes, chief denotes that she is lifetime chief of the Mohegan tribe, and she is the first ever Native American to serve as Treasurer of the United States.
Well, we're just knocking down barriers left and right, aren't we? Look at that.
I think that is going to probably be the lasting legacy of President Biden.
Yes.
I think that really will be it, is that he's appointed more women, more minorities.
He's like the Kool-Aid man, just banging through those barriers.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Lynn Malerba became chief in 2010. This was the first for the tribe, as she was their first ever woman to serve in the capacity of chief in the tribe's history.
Wow. Well, look at that. That's cool. See, I didn't know that. Even I learned things from your news, Mike.
What do you know? It appears the demand for new coin may finally be slowing.
Fine. You mean so the coin shortage is over?
I said it may finally be slowing. Let's not get the cart in front of the horse.
Okay.
CoinNews.net is reporting in month-over-month comparisons for coin used daily by Americans. Production totals in May saw 17% fewer Lincoln cents, but there were more Jefferson nickels, more Roosevelt dimes, and more quarters. Now, this to me signals the return of the use of coins in American commerce as we reemerge from the pandemic, but only time is really going to tell.
Yeah.
It's like the Lincoln cents we never needed, but nickels, dimes, and quarters are commerce. That's what drives that. And with the new designs, constantly on the quarters, I think that drives
what I think is interesting is, as I'm looking at this story, I see U.S. Mint circulating coin production in May. They made $1.8 million half dollars for circulation at each mint. Are those actually going to go into circulation?
Yes.
Oh, wow. See, there you go.
Yes. So in the past, the mint has created a small mintage of them, but then only sold them to collectors in special rolls or in bags.
Right, and that's what I was thinking that I was looking at here, but apparently not.
This is an actual incidence where they have decided that commerce needs half dollars for whatever reason.
Okay.
I know. Nobody I know spends them.
No.
The only demand that I ever see pushing on half dollars is people that are buying boxes calling silver.
Right. Yeah,
and
they end up in change drawers or jars.
Yeah, this isn't going to help them.
No, not at all.
We give them away as change in the shop.
Huh. Well, so, there you go.
The mint is also busy producing coins for collectors, and some of them are even things that people want.
What?
So the 2022 silver proof set is now available. First week sales were just under 175,000 units, which is relatively typical for these sets in recent years.
Nice.
Especially at a price of $105 per.
Holy macaroni. I remember when they jumped those.
Has anyone told the U.S. Mint the price of silver is under $21?
I mean, I guess it doesn't seem that that's the case at this point.
Some people still collect coins from their change, and the new Women on Quarter series lets them do exactly that.
Yeah.
The Wilma Man Killer Quarter launched last month in Oklahoma. This is the third coin in the new series, which is proving to be way more popular than the ATB series.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's that new obverse design paired with the women on the reverse that it makes it popular.
Yes, I think that the whole thing celebrating women with an obverse that was designed by women, by a woman, and a reverse that features women, I think absolutely. I've just kind of really been stuck on this whole Wilma Man Killer thing. It's just an unfortunate name.
Yeah, well, maybe she earned it. She was native, so.
So in a related story, and not something that you have, Coin Update shared that the quarter launch, presented by Bank First and the Cherokee Nation, was held at the Chota Conference Center. And representatives from the Mint, Cherokee Nation, Bank First, and Wilma Man Killer's family took part in the ceremony.
Huh. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. And truthfully, the way that things are going at the Mint, this may be your only way to collect these coins. I mean, by getting them in change and going to launch ceremonies.
Yeah.
Because the entire inventory of Mint wrap rolls are sold out, as are the $25 bags.
Oh, they sold out already, huh? They must not have made very many.
So, I mean, in my opinion, this should easily be solved because the Mint has coined hundreds of millions of these quarters already. They only really need to provide the labor to print the wrappers and roll.
Yeah.
Or even just bag them.
Yeah.
and they could really support the collectors here.
Well, those bags are novelty things. I don't think we actually even use cloth bags anymore in our distribution. So
we still sell them into $25 bags.
No, I know, but I don't think.
And that's what I'm talking about. And those bags are sold to collectors at a premium.
Yeah.
So why not do that?
Well, yeah.
Why not do that? Why not just take some of the extras, throw them in $25 bags? You've got the bags, you've got everything you need, throw them in there and get that done. This would distribute the coins to more people that want them, right? Instead of somehow favoring the people that have got a subscription to these.
Well, Mike, you are making entirely too much sense here. I think that's the problem.
So this is really where I wanted that megaphone.
Yeah. Because
it's like, attention, Ventress Gibson. You have to call on line 1. Ventress Gibson, call on line 1.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, but that would just be too easy, Mike. Nothing at the Mint for the last 10 years has been easy. So.
No, but I just think, look, they've created this series that's tremendously popular. And now they're selling out of stuff that they've got hundreds of millions of.
Yeah, I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense.
Not at all.
Don't expect to be able to collect the new Kentucky Innovation dollars from your change either.
No, same problem.
Yeah. So, well, no, the Innovation dollars are a cool series, unnecessary but cool. But they're not available in change.
Yeah,
they're not available in mid sets, and they're not available in proof sets.
So the only way you can get them to buy them from the Mint, and they sell out fairly quickly is what I'm understanding.
You have to purchase each one separately from your other U.S. coins in their own set at a premium. I'm sorry, did I say? Attention, Ventress Gibson. You have calls waiting on lines 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Please address this stuff.
Internet arrangement at the front desk.
Yeah, hashtag Dear U.S. Mint.
Right.
So as if this wasn't enough, right? The Mint announced today that although they will not produce a single Morgan or Peace dollar for 2022 due to constraints of all known sources, the Mint has announced not only the addition of Morgan and Peace dollars to the Mint's offerings for 2023, but has promised them in 5 varieties per coin.
That's how I feel about that.
Well, first off, I've heard this before. So, I mean, the real question is, do we believe them?
5 different varieties per. So we have
there's going to be circulated of each. Okay. It's 5 different varieties. So it's an uncirculated piece, an uncirculated Morgan.
Okay.
A proof Morgan.
Okay.
A proof piece.
Okay.
And then a reverse proof set with both.
That'll be cool. I'd like to see those in reverse proof, but
sure, I'd love to see these in proofs, which they were going to do in 2022.
Right. But, COVID. Well, that'd be cool. I mean, the world is so upside down lately that who could imagine that this program wouldn't get upside down too? So, whatever.
Okay, well, this is where I really start tracking down the spicy Mike path, because it's like, look, I remember a promise of 2022 coins, and here we are in July.
Yep.
There's 5 months left, and they've already said they won't be making them. Even more shockingly to me, the reporting includes pricing of the coins.
I saw that, and I was a little curious about that.
So the price went down $67 per, although the price of silver went down, right? $73 for the proofs, and $175 for the reverse proof set.
I mean, it's really interesting. I mean, we're obviously plus 1 year out on these things, and they're already naming the price. Weird. That I find that strange.
Yeah. So, no plans have been announced as to the Mint facilities that'll produce the coins. My thought is, what do you say, man? 50-50 they actually get made?
Yeah. I bet you're probably right. I would not be very surprised if this program gets axed, even though I love it.
Yeah, no, I think we do, but it's going to be one of those.
That's probably why it gets axed, because I like it.
Yeah, and then they'll make it like clandestinely, or make 10,000 of a certain year, and they'll put them on sale at some weird time, and that'll be like the key. Yeah, you gotta buy like a palladium proof set or something like that.
Yeah, the new 95W.
Yeah. So, at least when dealing with the U.S. Mint, you know that the products are genuine because you're dealing directly with the manufacturer. But the Anti-Counterfeiting Educational Foundation warns us that counterfeiters and their accomplices are using Facebook and other social media to prey on people with their fakes.
Have you seen these ads? I get them all the time because, Facebook knows that I'm a coin guy. But, man, I see them all the time, like probably 2 a day of these coins that even the pictures are obviously counterfeit. I don't know how they do it. I'm not allowed to sell regular, genuine coins on eBay, but they will approve ads for guys that are selling counterfeits. So, whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of...
but I put a coin on the marketplace and it gets zapped immediately. So
there's a lot of even pictures of genuine coins that they're putting up that, they're not selling them to you, and they're putting up a ridiculous price, like silver eagles at $9.99 a piece, proof silver eagles at $19.99.
Yep.
It's things that you just know that they can't be doing. It's not possible. And, what have we been doing? We've been, just reporting them to Facebook, and then they pop up with a different, name a couple of days later.
I just laugh react them. That's all I do. Every time I see one, I just make sure that I laugh react it, and that's it.
So, I've decided that going forward, I'm going to report them.
That's not a bad idea.
If I could, to the ACEF as well. So you can do that at acefonline.org. This is not a commercial for them. It should be. But donate to and support the ACEF with your tax-deductible contribution, and you will be reporting the crimes to people who actually want to see them stop.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the better things going on in our hobby right now is the ACEF. Counterfeits and fake bullion are two of the things that I think are one of the biggest threats to our industry at this point. So anybody out there that's trying to do something about it has my full support.
And they are definitely trying to do something.
Yep.
The CCAC met this past Flag Day, June 14th, to vote on proposed designs for the upcoming 2024 Innovation Dollar coins, as well as the designs for the 2024 Native American Dollar and other U.S. Mint metals.
Okay.
So I always like mentioning Flag Day because it's my lovely wife's wedding anniversary with me.
Oh.
Not my anniversary with her. She owns me. She's owned me for a long time. Yeah. So what do you think of these designs?
I'm just kind of scrolling through them here with the class, if you will. And I think they're just kind of what we're used to looking at. I mean, the Alabama one's cool with the moon and the Saturn V rocket. I kind of like that. But the other ones are kind of boring. I mean, yeah, I don't see anything there that really screams, hey, you're cool. But except maybe that Alabama one, I kind of like it. So,
see, and there you go. I think that we get just these pops of ones that are really cool, right?
Right.
I mean, it should surprise nobody in our audience that I like to collect innovation dollars, right? Yeah. That should surprise nobody.
Yeah.
But if you look, right, the first year had that Massachusetts design with the phone dial on it that was just really, really cool.
Right.
There's one almost every year, at least, that is just like, you look at it, you're like, yeah, that's a cool coin. Now the other side, completely uninspired, very blank, lots of negative space. But the designs for the innovation is pretty cool. And this year, Vermont had a snowboarder.
Yeah. Again,
cool. Absolutely cool design.
Something we've never seen on our coin before. So yeah. It's I'm pretty stoked about these. I wish that this year's designs were a little better. Like I said, I like the Alabama. That one's cool. But The rest of them don't do much for me.
One of the most dramatic error coins I've ever seen was in the news.
Oh, this is cool.
1884 CC GSA dollar struck 15% off center. Has surfaced after being dormant for over 2 decades.
Yeah, they knew this coin existed. They had seen it before, but it finally came back out of the collection that it had been hidden away in for years.
Here's what I did not know of this coin previously.
I had heard about it.
And I'm absolutely dumbfounded by it, because here's what I find hard to fathom. The mint was putting toned CC dollars into GSA soft packs. And they were putting CC dollars that had just the slightest bit of bag marks into silver dollar holders, not uncirculated silver dollar holders.
Correct.
And this one wound up in a hard case.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? An uncirculated hard case, mind you.
Right.
Yeah. I kind of like where it sits now. The holder inside of the holder.
Yes.
I kind of sort of love it.
It's got its own really delicious irony to it. I like that. Yeah, I mean, the holder in the holder, and now you need a CAC sticker on both of them.
Yes.
Yeah, you need a CAC sticker on it.
I don't know if they do mint airs though. Still, it'd be cool.
Yeah. And but I mean, the coin in and of itself is spectacular. And the story, if you read in the story, so it says that this got sent to a guy, and they know exactly who it was sent to, who bid $30 in the GSA sale.
Heck yeah.
And he immediately got an offer for $2,000 from an error collector.
And did he sell it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably somebody related to Isaiah Hageman.
For sure. Totally.
For that, slab daddy on him. So anyways, another strikingly weird error is this note that was recently graded by PCGS. And to think this was likely not a one-off error in this batch, right?
Right.
So, I mean, they either missed it before the sheet was cut or afterwards. Yeah, it either was or it wasn't. But the entire stack on sheets have had an error, in the same position.
Yes, it looks like a very dramatic malfunction of the numbering of the top left-hand serial number. Looks like a pretty dramatic malfunction of that machine. So, yeah.
Yeah, and you can imagine that didn't just happen and then correct itself.
Yeah, it didn't just snap back to the right number.
This is.
Yeah. Didn't just slap back to the right number for sure.
No.
Very cool.
And finally in the news, this is a story about a world mint.
Yeah.
That makes coins purely for profit.
Oh boy.
The first one is designed to separate Americans from their money. So, they made this Lincoln Memorial anniversary.
So it's the 100th anniversary of the memorial to Abraham Lincoln in Washington, D.C. Okay.
Which is in a weird year. Yeah, all that stuff.
Got it.
This next one is designed to gain as many pounds as possible.
Literally? Ah, I see. I'm reading it. Yes.
So, and then there's one more.
Oh, yes. I don't see
one. And this one
more.
takes more of a spray and pray approach, as it commemorates Britain as a colonial empire trying to appeal to audiences in both hemispheres.
Oh, I see. Okay. So this one shows all of the different territories that were once part, or are they still part?
That the British walked in and looked at and went, mine.
Are they still? Oh, so this is the British Overseas Territory Act 2002 to 2022. So I believe that these are still the territories of Great Britain. Got it.
So look, this is why if you like the Three Graces design and you want to collect every coin that features it, you should definitely do that. And if you want to collect a coin from every single nation on earth, including ones that don't make coins,
yeah,
you should do that. And by all means, if you decide that you want to collect coins that have ridiculous connections and things that should have absolutely no connection, go for it.
Why not?
That's what coin collecting is all about, that you should do something that makes you happy and that just is better for you. But at the end of the day, you know, these are not going to be something that I think anybody else is going to be interested beyond you.
No.
Other than for perhaps their intrinsic value.
Or you're really, really into colonialism. Other than that.
So I always like, you know, the coins from the Pop Joy Mint for the tiny nations of Niue and Liberia and, you know, all the places that don't have a voice.
Yeah.
You know, surprised they weren't making coinage for ISIS. I mean,
wow.
I'm just saying. I mean, they'll make it for anything.
Yikes, bikes.
Told you I was pent up.
Oh, you're not kidding.
Yeah.
You are not kidding.
No, we do not, Isaiah.
And that was the news.
Yeah, that was the news. And the news tonight was brought to us by Turtles. Fun fact, not all turtles are tortoises, but all tortoises are turtles. Turtles for over 260 million years. Suck on that, humans.
You're listening to the Coin Show Podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman.
So,
there are a lot of really cool fun facts about turtles that I could have used. That was only one of them.
So, do you want to let's talk about your adventure over the last week.
It was quite an adventure.
Yeah. So tell everybody firstly where you went, what you did.
Okay, so first off, I have to tell you that the following description of my trip is brought to you by Harlan J. Burke Limited, because they were nice enough to send me as part of my job.
Yeah.
They decided that I need to be way better at grading, and so they invested the money in sending me to the ANA summer seminar to take a grading class from two of the finest numismatists on the planet.
Who were your teachers?
My teachers were David McCarthy and Steve Feltner.
Oh boy, yeah. Heck yeah.
I mean, heavy hitters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have to tell you that I learned more from Feltner in the first day than I learned in 2 years at the shop. I mean, it was amazing. It was really cool.
Steve has forgotten more than I will ever know about grading coins.
Well, the funny thing is that he was in the chair I was in not, 15 years ago.
And I was dealing with
But
him
he
back
was a
then.
young guy. He was at a summer seminar and he was taking grading, and this is intermediate grading. And he was taking the class, and it's like, they were noticing that he was like just absolutely nailing these coins. He was just absolutely, and they're like, so they talked to somebody at PCGS, and I think it was David Hall came down and, had a talk with him and stuff. But anyway, so I mean, just absolutely phenomenal grader, but also two really phenomenal human beings, and just great guys. They have made themselves available to us as their class beyond the classroom, which was very generous of them and not something that you should expect.
Yeah. No, that I have taken grading 1 and grading 2, not at the summer seminar. We did them as an offshoot of the summer seminar at one of the ANA shows. When they were doing that, I don't think they do that anymore, but yeah, I know that we learned a mountain of stuff, and I can only imagine, and ours was a 2-day class. They crunched everything into 2 days, so I can only imagine what you guys got to do for a whole 5-day session, or what was it, 5, 7?
It was 5.
5.
It was 5, and it was amazing.
Yeah, so do you want to just kind of hit through some of the highlights of what you gained from this and the experience?
Well, here's
itself?
what I'll tell you. Let me tell you a little bit more about the experience. So,
Yes.
I decided that I was going to make the most out of my experience. And what I did was I decided that I was going to sit at a different table every single meal and sit with different people.
That's smart.
Because the people that are at this particular seminar range all the way from just rank amateurs to the heaviest hitters in numismatics, right? So Ken Brissett was there, and Ken, it's his 75th year in the ANA this year. I know. I mean, it's like 75 years in the ANA. That's not just, I mean, the man's amazing.
Yes.
And possibly one of the kindest people you will ever meet in your entire life. Always has a minute for somebody, always there to help. And if he can do anything, he's just happy to do that. So I sat with all kinds of different people. I got to meet Ken Brissett. I got to meet Jeff Garrett. I got to meet Dr. Oh God, I forget his first name. It's Dr. Ross. He's the president of the ANA.
ANA president.
Yeah, I think it's Robert Ross. But all super nice people. I got to see the ANA museum.
Oh yeah, that's cool too.
So I saw a coin that has made a guest appearance on the Coin Show podcast in the 1792 half deem that was Rittenhouse's.
Yeah.
I got to see the complete. Well, I got to see 43 copper, 44 steel.
Yeah.
They had those. The Harry Bass collection is still there, but I'm understanding that it may not be for too much longer.
No, that's what I heard. I heard that it's going to be moving.
Yeah. So, that's something that if you can get out there and see it, because Harry Bass collection was just, just incredible.
Did you see our old friends that we almost dumped on the floor at the coin show? The 1804 dollar and the 13 V nickel?
I don't remember almost dumping them on the floor.
You don't remember leaning on that case? And
I do remember leaning on it.
And it starting to fall over?
No, I don't remember it starting to fall over.
It did. We almost dumped those two coins on the floor.
So, let's see. I saw that. And, and then I bought a couple books.
Okay.
Because they had a book sale.
Ooh.
And so they sold books out of the ANA collection, out of the library.
Were these like duplicate books or just stuff they didn't need?
Yes, these are actually books that they have more than one of.
Nice.
They're constantly being donated books, and there's only so many that they can keep. So it's like, but there was one that was priced at $100. And every day of the ANA summer seminar, they mark it down 25%.
What was it? Do you remember?
It's called the Mint on Carson Street.
Oh, cool.
And it is all kinds of stuff about the Carson City Mint and its history. And so I bought it when it got to 50.
Is it on your shelf back there?
It is not. Actually, yes, it is. No, I take that back. It is back there. So it's on this shelf.
There you go.
No, it's on this one here. And I also bought a book that has the U.S. coinage laws from 1792 to 1897 or 8, something like that.
Huh, that's cool.
And it's quite literally the text of the coinage laws.
So it covers the Civil War and all the counterfeiting
All
going
the coinage
on.
laws.
That's cool.
So the Mint Act of 1792, all that stuff. Really, really cool. So, I mean, look, it's an investment, but they offer scholarships to help defray your cost. The experience is much better on campus, that you should do that. Although it is, you're going to have roommates. There's just no getting around that.
Okay.
Just a great time.
Okay. So I guess I have a couple of questions / comments, Mike. If there is somebody out there that is waffling on whether they should go to the summer seminar or not, sell them on it or not.
Well, I mean, if you want to get better at this, any aspect of this coin hobby, that's a place where you can do that.
Okay.
You will also meet numismatic luminaries.
Okay.
And people of higher echelons like Bob Carr from the Northside Coin Club in Broomfield, Colorado.
Okay.
There's always another reason to go, but to me it wasn't just a trip for my work. It was just good for my soul.
It's like
a beautiful place?
Was it like Coin Summer Camp?
It was like Coin Summer Camp.
Okay.
I mean, you could sit there and watch Dr. Ross play chess with Ken Brissett, or you could go into a bull session where they were just talking about, this, or you could take a mini seminar in another building that is on a specific subject.
That sounds like a heck of a lot of fun. You think
it
you're
is
going...
definitely eat, sleep, breathe coins.
Nice. You think you're going back?
Oh, there's no question about it. I already asked to go back. I already asked to go back.
That's how you know you had a good time. If you've already come back to the office and say, boss, I'm going back.
Well, I mean, here's the thing is it really did improve my skills.
Good.
And the class that I was taking, intermediate grading, there were guys that had been in that class 8, 9, and 10 times. And it's not because they failed the class.
Oh, yeah.
It's because they love the instructors and they learn something new from it every time.
I still use stuff weekly that I learned in grading 1 and 2 when I took it years ago. And I still use...
You've seen the PCGS coins that are in the A&A gradings, the educational set, right?
Yeah. Well, back then when I did it, it was the NGC set. So I switched back and forth. I think that set's since been
it has
distributed.
some NGC coins, but they're largely PCGS coins.
Yeah.
And having Feltner teaching it, that doesn't make sense to be anything else.
Right.
But there was an 18, I want to say it was either 1797 or 8 or 1802, somewhere in there, but it was a little bit more common date, $5 gold.
Okay.
That was part of the grading set.
That's
they
fun.
handed it to us. They were like, here, grade it.
And this was...
I've never seen one of these before. Grade it.
This was grading and counterfeit detection or just grading?
That was grading.
Okay.
This was just grading. And it was really cool because they threw world coins at us, which nobody expected.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a few people didn't want. I welcomed it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's because they're just the same.
If you do what we do all the time, you never know what you're going to get hit with from from one person to the next.
So from a general standpoint, you really know how to grade just generally.
Yes. Cool. Well, that's great. I'm so glad that you got to go experience that. I knew you were going to have the time of your life because you're right. It's beautiful. It is educational, and the hobnobbing and rubbing elbows that you get to do with some of those guys that you just read their books and actually getting the opportunity to stop and say hi to them or have a conversation with them is really, it really does change how you look at things.
Now, I will say the only negative that I had in the entire experience.
Spicy Mike is back?
No.
Okay.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
The only negative I had in the entire experience was that the altitude was higher than I expected.
Yeah, you're a mile up.
6,000, and so that's higher than Denver. Everything seems to have a hill that you have to walk because you're in the mountains, right?
Yes.
So everything seems to have a hill that you have to walk up to get any place. I think I finally acclimated to the breathing like the day before I left. So, I mean, if you go for the 2 weeks, because the second week you'll feel a whole lot better.
Or go a little early.
No, I mean, that was literally the only down is that I have problems breathing sometimes, asthma and stuff like that. And so for me to, it's like, I'm just like, and it's like, we have our class on the 3rd floor.
So not only are you 6,000 feet up, you're 6,030 feet up, right?
Yeah. Well, you're 6,030 feet up in a place that doesn't know what air conditioning is.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. I've heard stories about that.
And honestly, it's like, look, they're in the mountains, the air's thin. There's not any humidity there that you have to worry about. Right. So it's just when it gets really hot, which may be like 2 weeks a year, and it's definitely not the end of May, beginning of June, or end of June, beginning of July. It's not.
Right.
It's August. It's, so, I mean, the planning for it is actually pretty good. It just so happened that it was 100 degrees in Denver one day last week, and it was 90, so, I mean, it was hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I mean, that's just
that's the worst thing that happens at Coin Summer Camp.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do about that? Right. You can't. I mean, that's like saying, well, I went to camp and it rained. It happens.
Well, like I said before, I'm so glad you got to experience that. I know that there's probably a lot more that you're not even talking about, especially when it comes to all of the, the specific educational things that you learn from those guys. I Been there, done it. It's great. If you get a chance to do it, guys, you should go do it. Whether it's even going to the summer seminar or catching one of those little mini seminars that they do at some of the big coin shows, guys, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. So, well, Mike,
I could not recommend it higher.
Mike, do you want to you want to check out some cool stuff?
I do.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I'm racing right now to see if I can get to it on the Facebook page.
Well, friends, this episode of the show, we are doing your coolest thing. So let me just get where I need to be real quick. That is definitely not it. Let's see if I can get to it.
It's on the Facebook. It's on just the Coin Show page, or is it in Friends of the Coin Show?
It is in Friends of the Coin Show. So every time we do this show for you guys, we solicit you guys to bring us your cool stuff that you have from your collection, whether it's a new coin you just got or something you've had that you want to show off. This is our version of show and tell for you guys. So let's check out your coolest thing. I'm going to start off with Jody Dotson. Jody Dotson says, Matt probably recognizes these. And I most surely do, because I sold Mr. Dotson these fun coins. They're ancient Roman bronze coins in NGC holders. There's some Seleucid coins, and then there's some coins from Constantinian. Just fun coins that are fairly inexpensive when I sell them. So that's why I like them. And everybody I sell them to seems to love these things. So thank you so much for showing those.
J.R. Preston shows us his beautiful 09 SVDB in a nice, I think probably the best grade to own these in, AU58.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Tax sticker. So, yeah, I mean, look, if you're going to own a coin that's relatively flat from, AU to 64, you might as well own a 58. It's just sweet spot. You're going to have a really nice coin, few marks, nice surfaces.
And this one's got a green bean. That's always good.
Yeah. Oh, I got to do this one because this one is Young Jack. This is Dr. Jack Smith.
Dr. Jack Smith.
Or no, I'm sorry. It's Private Jack Smith.
Ah.
North Korea, destroy American. The only answer. So this is an aluminum coin with a mintage of 1,000. It was only given out to high-ranking officials in the dictatorship. But this is a North Korean, what do you call it?
5 won.
Propaganda coin.
Huh, weird.
Well, I mean, they keep on telling them destroy America is the only answer.
Wow.
Kind of cool that he has one.
Mark posts that this was a gift from his friend and our friend, Adam Biaggi. So let's see what he has. 1886 $5 gold piece in Fair 2. Well,
Fair 2.
That coin might still have a little luck left in it, but not much. That coin is fairly slick. But
I don't understand how it didn't get a poor one.
I ask myself that a lot when I submit lowball coins and they come back in a 2-holder. But yeah,
it's just nothing left.
There really isn't.
Brian Bass, 1857, Seated Liberty quarter error, mislabeled, and in their census is 1875 in the slam. So this is a mechanical error.
Or so they call it.
Really, yeah, it doesn't really bring any premium, but it does go to show that, hey, look, even the graders make mistakes.
Happens all the time. I recently got an order of 120 Jefferson nickels back, and I had to send 3 of them back because they put the wrong date and or mint mark on them. So looks like Slab Daddy's up next. Isaiah Hegeman says a new proof walker for his set. He shows us a 1937 proof walker. PCGS.
Step ahead of me.
Yeah, PCGS green label, proof 65 with a CAC sticker.
With a nice little green bean on it. I love proof walkers.
Yep.
And proof mercs because there are just so few of them.
Mm-hmm.
6 years?
Yep.
7 years.
It's a fun little short set. That 36 gets a little hairy as far as price goes, but other than that, they're fairly affordable.
Philip Adamson, my 1913 V nickel is probably not really a 1913. It's my coolest thing because it has gotten me into loving Shield and V nickels. And honestly, Phil, that's all it really takes.
That's right. It don't look like much, but if that's what starts the fire, buddy, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that as a nice 1912.
Yeah. Steve Farrell says, newest one, such great contrast. He shows us another 1937 Walker. This one is in an NGC Proof 67 star holder. I assume it got the star because it does seem to have some cameo contrast.
But not quite enough for
designation.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's a beautiful coin. Wow, we get 2 proof Walkers.
37 proof Walkers.
And both of them is 67.
No, 1 to 5 and 1 to 7. Steve's was a 67.
Slab Daddy's was a 5.
Yes, it was.
Sorry. Russell D. Pasquale, looking for a long time, trying to find a nice, affordable example. Then I won the Super Bowl pool, 3/4 and the final score. That's about what it takes to buy a Lafayette.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Now that I've seen Hamilton, I can't say it without going la 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 Lafayette. And I learned from Steve Feltner one of the easiest ways to authenticate Lafayettes
is,
and it's not necessarily a dead give, but it's pretty good. So the die polish on Lafayettes is very, very present underneath the horse. And instead of being straight die polish lines, it's loops.
Yeah.
It's very curvy and loopy. And although if your coin does not have it, it doesn't mean it's fake, but it does mean that you should be suspecting that coin might be fake.
Yes. I've heard that before. There's another coin actually that uses swirly die lines to attribute it as well, and that is 07 high relief 20s. So they did it there as well. Cool. Mark Schuer says, I recently inherited this 1913 British gold sovereign. You know, that's a coin I see all the time, British sovereigns, and I never really stop and look at them because, you know, they're just treated as bullion. But I do really like that spearing of the dragon reverse. I think that is cool.
You like St. George and the Dragon, huh?
St. George and the Dragon. Yeah, I just think it's a cool reverse for a coin. I mean, you've got a guy who, for whatever reason, has a surprising lack of clothing, except he's wearing a sweet helmet. You know, just stabbing an angry dragon while his horse is just there thinking, what the heck's going on? So...
Well, you know, look, the thing that I do find interesting about Saabs is that they all have the same size. They all have George slaying dragon.
Right.
And yet the images of the king or queen on them are different from country to country.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
So I find that to be really interesting. It's just kind of cool.
And the little hidden mint marks in the mound for the different countries, I think, is fun as well.
Yes. So I'm always looking for the C.
Yep.
Because I just like Canadian Saabs.
Yep. Susan Stoll shows us her 2021 Peace Dollar and 2021 Morgan Dollar. Lovely coins.
Oh, okay. So that's San Francisco Morgan. She did let us know that.
Yes. Couldn't tell.
Look at this one. This one's a monster. This is an NGC graded ANA membership medallion.
I want a membership medallion.
Are you a life member?
Yes. I never got one of these.
Let's see. De Profundis. Yeah, I don't know. It's 1/4 ounce metal. It's really attractive.
Yeah, it actually is kind of cool. I like it. I want one. Hashtag Dear ANA. Ronnie Morgan says, best coin from the U.S. Mint, and he shows us a 2019 Gold Buffalo. I like that design. It's one of my favorites. I can't say I agree with you as far as it being the best coin the Mint ever made, but I do like it.
Yeah, it's one of the best designs they ever made. But
for sure.
Mark Neal shows us his no-date off-center silver San Francisco war nickel.
Ooh, I have owned.
That is really cool. I mean, about the only thing that could make this cooler is to show the date.
Right. I've owned a couple of off-center war nickels, and this one is much further off than the ones I had. So really, really cool coin. I like that coin. It's about, I would say it's probably 50% off-center or so.
So that's about right.
Yeah, neat. Ed Anderson shows us an NGC MS62 1855 O half dollar. MS62. I love seated coinage with luster. One of my favorite things.
They're hard to find.
Yes. That
See,
coin
it's
looks
funny.
decent. It's kind of
Truly find ones that are uncirculated is
just ever so slightly crusty. I'm sure I would be crusty if I was that old. Nice little coin.
Joe Bohannon 1901 Barber half proof 65 cam.
Ooh, Joe's bringing out the big guns tonight.
Yeah, it goes well with the quarter I posted on a previous segment showing it around the Whitman. Several dealers thought it was a decam.
It certainly has
The argument can be made.
appearance from those pictures, but we all know how pictures are. There's
Right,
true reviews.
And I will tell you that I had a very nice long conversation with Mr. Feltner about cam versus deep cam and how to tell better, because it's something that interests me greatly.
Certainly. I bet that was a fun conversation.
It was a very cool conversation.
Maybe we should cover that one on the show.
Maybe we can have him come on the show and talk about it.
Even better. I like it. Kyle post a 1901 Barber Diamond AU50, tougher coin in high grades, and I like the look of this one. Oh, yeah, that's a nice original coin. I like the look of that coin, too. It's a PCGS AU50. Coin's got a little bit of rim toning, but for the most part is fairly white. Looks like a nice coin.
Nice Barber.
Yeah.
Vance Adkins, 34 and 36S Texas commems. There's only one thing you can say to Texas commems.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, it's funny. We were sitting in our grading class, and I have to laugh at one of my cohorts. His name was Jimmy. He was sitting next to me most of the grading class, and he's from Texas, and he is Coleman Foster's grandson.
Okay.
So I mean, you know, it's like he's a fun guy, and it's like we get a Texas commem to grade, and he seriously looks at it and goes, MS-70, yeehaw, just throws it.
Well, yeah, I think if you're from Texas, I think that's kind of required. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a rule.
It's like finishing that song. Like, you know, I'm not going to start it.
Oh yeah, all
then
the
people have
stars
to
shine
finish.
bright in the skies at night. And then you know how you make them really mad? You clap too many times, you go.
Oh, that's funny.
Us is from Texas, so I oh God.
Melbourne's Coin Shop. Whoa, went too far on that one. Melbourne's Coin Shop posted a 1958D wheat cent with some pretty color.
Yeah, and some really clean surfaces.
Yeah, looks pretty darn nice.
Brad Stagg, hometown money. So apparently he is from Adrian. Oh, Adrian,
Michigan.
And that's always kind of cool to have something from your home. See, my thing is my hometown didn't exist 3 years before I was born.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be hard to find something from that
That's
place.
suburban living, you know.
You know, I really like about these old obsolete notes, man. Some of these vignettes are just so cool. This one's got a Native American on it and a really early steam train on offloading stuff from steamboats. And then on the right side, it has a canal with a sailing ship, and it looks like maybe in a canal boat. I mean, and then at the bottom, if you look, it's got a rat or a muskrat or something. It's like this note literally hits all of the fun vignettes all in one shot. You got trains, paddle boats, Native Americans, critters, and canals.
Rats.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have to say that it's funny to me that there are people that collect things by vignette.
Yep.
And there was a book that I saw when I was at the A&A book sale that had nothing but vignettes in it.
Ooh,
And showed all the. It was one of the more beautiful books I've ever seen. So I mean, this is why I like old books.
Yeah.
Because you find stuff like that and you find them cheap.
Yeah. Ash Dobbs picked this up a few weeks ago. This is an attractive original 1621 tower from Hall, Austria. Ooh, that is a nice coin.
It is nice.
I like that coin.
Yeah. So this is likely hammered.
Yeah.
Because from 1620.
No, they struck these on the roller presses, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Yep. 16.
Malcolm McGaw.
Sorry.
This looks like an ancient coin, but it isn't.
I was oogling that last one. My fault.
No, that's okay. I'm sorry.
Go for it.
Back to it.
No, you're good. Go for it.
Okay. It's from the late 1700s, southern India.
It looks like a kidney bean.
Sivaganga, showing the figures of Shiva and Parvati on the obverse and an altar on the reverse. The denomination is a double kasu, and there are countless varieties, just something different. These are, if there's anything I've learned to expect from Malcolm, it's different.
Well, I mean, have you seen his picture? Look at him. He's
No, but it's not even that. I mean, this is the guy who decided to, collect coins based on a or collect notes based on a portrait.
Right. No, I know, and that's why he just looks like somebody who, he looks awesome. That's all I'm going to say.
Just does his own thing, and that's cool.
Slab Daddy posted another one from #TheSlabKing. This is a no-date medal. It's a French medal. It's certified by PCGS and one of their Gigantor holders as Specimen 63. And then it says Merit Brass underneath, which pardon me, I'm not super familiar with French numismatic medals, but it is attractive.
Agreed. And last but not least, we have Chester Johnson, just a silver round, but it's got nice detail and imagery. It's the North American big game. So that is an elk, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a white-tailed deer.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm looking at it.
Same thing, right?
Got the picture blown up. Says white-tailed deer. Yeah.
Okay.
Fairly similar.
Oh, it says it on the picture. That's great.
Yeah, it does.
So I'll let you read the other side, too.
And then the other side says North American Hunting Club, 1 troy ounce fine silver. And it's got an eagle flying with a weapon, with a gun grasped in its claws, and also a bow and arrow. So super cool. Super cool.
Absolutely.
You guys rock.
You know what? I'm never disappointed by these guys.
No, not at all. We get to see so much fun, different stuff. We saw a coin that looked like a kidney bean. We saw a note that has every single vignette imaginable on it. We saw an SVDB in AU58. We saw a coin from 1621. What a cool group of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't bring that kind of variety.
Nope, not at all. So thank you guys so much for bringing that. You guys rock. Thank you. And saying that.
And I will say that, so that means that next show, 2 weeks.
Yeah. You're going to get your butt kicked again, right?
No, actually, I want to tell you that I already know what I'm bringing.
Nice.
And this one is going to be just a bludgeoning.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to double down on that, Mike. You ready? So the next episode we do is our coolest thing. And Mike says he's got one that's going to stomp me into the dirt. So I'm going to double down and say that my coolest thing that I'm going to bring is going to be worth $1,000 or less. And I'm going to beat whatever it is you're bringing.
I don't even know what this is worth.
It doesn't matter. Mine's going to be worth less than $1,000, and it's going to beat you.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. Now, this is getting more serious competition. This is what it should be.
That's right. So
right.
I'm going to double down. And then you're going to, I think it should be worth double. I think it should be worth double points in our little ticks on who's getting what if I win, because mine's going to be $1,000 or less. And you already know what you're bringing. And you say it's a monster and it's going to stop me. So, okay.
I just say it's a monster because it's monster cool.
Cool. All right.
I don't think it's worth $1,000.
Oh, well.
I just think it's monster cool.
Okay.
And it is going to stomp a mud hole in you.
Okay. Well, then I'm
just saying.
Okay.
2 words.
All right.
Curb stop.
Well, Mike, can you believe it? We're done. 207 in the books. Wow. What a
amazing
show. I love it.
Yeah, we've given them another hour of their time.
Didn't have any, sparks or smoke coming from my new soundboard, and everything sounds good. So I think.
No, but you really didn't get to use your new voices either.
No, I know. We'll save those. It'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll have fun with those.
Yeah, we'll save those.
Do you have anything else?
No, I'm good to go.
Right.
Put a bow on this baby, Mike.
As always, we'd like to thank, our contributors, everybody who offered something to the show, the people that showed their coolest things. Without question, you guys rock.
Yes.
And you guys rock
more.
Speaking of people who rock, there is Justin, who was over on the YouTube side tonight. We have the unnamed sources taking care of our Facebook feed tonight. And Corey is slacking someplace, but that's what he does. So, thanks to Ernesto for all that he does.
Yes.
And thanks to you, the listener for making this completely worthwhile and making it possible.
Yes.
Check us out on social media. Check us out every place. But mostly just thanks for listening. We have the all audio show still going.
Yes.
You know, for those of you who you know still listen to that, it's
and
like
getting better.
There is a show on YouTube and a show on Facebook if you'd like to see things. But, you know, if not, it's still out there and it's available at our website on coinshowradio.com.
And iTunes and Android and iHeartRadio.
Let's see, it's available on
everywhere.
Spotify,
HBO Max, Netflix, wherever. It's all over the place.
Netflix.
Yeah.
That would be something. I'd like that. So for the Coin Show, I'm Mike.
And I'm Matt.
We'll talk to you next time on the Coin Show podcast.
You've been listening to the Coin Show podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nottleman. The boys will be back soon with another informative and entertaining episode. Meanwhile, you can follow the show on social media at The Coin Show on Twitter and Instagram, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Coin Show. You can also join their private group. Just search Facebook groups for Friends of the Coin Show and request access. But if you want to take it to the next level and support the Coin Show podcast, you can go to www.patreon.com/The Coin Show. If you subscribe at the $5 a month level or higher, you'll have access to Not the Coin Show podcasts on the off weeks, as well as other surprises reserved for our patrons. Visit our website at coinshowradio.com or download our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or wherever you download your podcasts. This has been the Coin Show Podcast.